Paul first asked me to officiate their wedding, I was told I would be given free rein over the speech. And after a couple of emails and many text messages, Angelina had told me, I knew exactly what I wanted to say. Finding that special someone can be difficult. Sometimes you need to get beneath the surface to show the real you. That's the motto that brought them together. Thank you, OkCupid. We're all glad that Angelina responded to that first message that Paul sent her. Although their schedules were tough and it took a few miracles to make some of their dates happen. And after the first year, they were in love. A year and a half later, on a Caribbean island, they decided they wanted to spend the rest of their lives together.
Paul, you are my best friend and the most important person in my life. I used to think it was so cheesy when people said they were marrying their best friend, but I really get it now. I think I subconsciously knew we were going to get married long before I consciously knew it. Once, a few months into us dating, my mother said to me, "You know, Angelina, you've never sent me photos of a wedding dress while dating anyone else." I thought, that's true. Getting married is an event full of emotion, but the thing I feel today is grateful. I couldn't ask for a better husband. You and I make a great team. Whether it's something as simple as getting the house clean, or as complicated as planning a trip to another country, we're always able to work together. I know this will make us strong as a couple and as a family, and we'll be able to face whatever life throws at us. Just like the old house we will fix up one day, with us, the bones are good.
So, my name is Holden. I started grad school with Paul. So I know an older, more modern, more contemporary, decidedly adult Paul than maybe some other people know in this room. And maybe that's why it was decided that I speak tonight. I remember we're in the Cayman Islands when Paul first told me about Angelina. And he was like downright giddy. And here was this girl that was so smart and so easy to talk with, that he could talk with for hours, and so beautiful. And I think he mentioned she was a doctor. He maybe mentioned a few times that she was a doctor. And I could tell right then that this man was in love, like head over heels, fully involved. And then a period later, I met Angelina, and I understood why. And indeed, she was so smart and so beautiful and so easy to talk with. And indeed, a doctor.
Angelina, do you remember the first day we met? In some ways, it feels like yesterday. I was so incredibly nervous on our first date. I couldn't believe that this hot, smart doctor was going to go on a date with me. I was a bit of a sweaty mess, kind of like now, and worried I wouldn't know what to say. Luckily, I've got it written down this time. And yet, we had an instant connection, and we talked for hours. That night, I knew I had met someone special. And here we are, 3 years later, and though standing here, I realized I was wrong when I thought I could never be more nervous and sweaty as that first date. I could not have been more right when I thought that this was the girl that I wanted to share the rest of my life with.
So for those of you who don't know me, I'm Alexandra. I'm Angelina's little sister. I was so honored when Angelina asked me to make the cupcakes you'll be eating. You might notice like this brown sugar stout caramel syrup on the chocolate option, and I'd love to tell you like a quick eensy-beensy story. This morning while I was making that, I asked my mother to take the pan off the burner, and I turned my back for 2 seconds. And 2. And when I turned back around, she was opening champagne flutes from mimosas, and my caramel was overflowing on the cooktop. There was smoke and sticky stuff everywhere. It was such a mess, and I imagined like the fire department coming and like the whole big thing. So that's the story of how I nearly burned down the Francis Marion Hotel. A very beautiful, luxurious, historic hotel. I don't have the money to replace it. On the day of my sister's wedding, that's my little gift to you too. I wish you all the love and as few kitchen fires as possible.
you or all the loving things you do for me for granted. I promise to always eat what you cook, and sometimes I'll do the dishes. I promise to try my best not to side seat drive. I promise to love you and be faithful to you and try to be patient and always tell you the truth even when it's hard. And take care of you when you're sick, really sick, not just with the man flu. I promise to trust you and to be a good mom to our kids and to always remember how I feel today. Lucky to have you, lucky to be your wife, and excited to spend the rest of my life with you.
Angelina, I can't say that we will never be stranded on another tropical island, whether it's a taxi that never shows or an entire fleet of aircraft that breaks down, forcing us to take a boat instead of a plane to the other island. We may get stuck, but I do promise to be there with you, by your side, and hold your hand through the good times and the bad. I promise to be your companion through life no matter what it throws at us. I can't say I will ever learn to put the keys on the hook or close every kitchen cabinet or remember to grab my tea on the way out the door before we get into the car. But I do promise to always make you coffee and find the last pair of clean scrubs in the morning no matter how early. I promise never to stop trying to find the little ways to make your day a little easier. I promise to always be faithful and true. I promise to love you without reservation. Angelina, you are my best friends and my true love. You complete me. I'm inspired by you every day, and I'm made a better person because of your love. While 3 years may be a small part of our lives, I know that this is just the beginning of our journey together. I'm yours now and forever.
In my head, and now it's saving all my luck for the weekend. We don't always get it right, but we wing it, and we fall right into place like a dream. And I was giving you my Fridays, midnights, but I was trying to deny that it felt right. Didn't want to tell myself you were my type. Thought I liked it on my own and I was alright. They're waving lighters, and we're slow dancing in the dark, holding me tighter. That's what it looks like in my heart. All that I know is I'm not myself when we're apart. I let it go. I'm giving up, I want your love. Not gonna fight it, 'cause it's gonna follow where I go. Not gonna hide it. So I yell into a megaphone, shine a little light in. I can tell it's supernatural if you can't deny it. Shout it into a megaphone.
May the wedding rings that you exchange today remind you that you're always surrounded by love. Paul and Angelina, you have kissed 1,000 times, maybe more, but today the feeling is new. No longer simply partners and best friends. By the power vested in me by the Universal Life Church and by the state of South Carolina, I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride. So for everyone out there, for the first time, I would like to introduce Angelina and Paul Manival.
Is this mic still on? First off, I want to thank everybody that's here. We are so excited to have all of our friends and family here. You don't know how much it means to us to have everybody here, all of our favorite people, and be in this wonderful place. And thank you guys so much for those speeches. They were wonderful words. We will carry them for the rest of our lives. But I'm going to one-up you, because we have a secret, and I think some people know this secret, but I know not everybody knows this secret. There's been an extra person at our table. We're expecting.
Wait, that's not all.
That's not all. I'm sorry to the right side of the family. It's a boy.
Okay, I'm the last one to speak. It's kind of impromptu. My child is like I am, except he's got the best parts of me. I hope it moves on a generation. He's the best thing that ever friggin' happened to me. And I hope they'll be blessed, and I hope their child will be blessed, and I hope the fourth generation down from my grandfather, who was like my dad, who was like me, who was like Paul, that their child will be like all of us, or maybe not.
The good parts. Thank you.